And we're back. So, kind of with what we were talking about earlier, Northwest Motorsport, we're an innovator, we're a game changer. And one of the reasons we're able to do that and be that is because we hire great people to work at Northwest Motorsport, like Mr. DJ Horseman here.
How you doing?
DJ, you've been with the company for a long time, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
How long you been with us?
About 8 years, I shall say.
That's a solid amount of time.
So,
Holy
8
moly.
of the 10 years that we've been in business, and I'm sure you've seen some amazing growth and change in that time.
Significantly.
What's the biggest thing that's changed, and what's stayed the same?
I say the stuff that has stayed the same. I think just the mood and the atmosphere, and like the togetherness, shall I say?
It's almost like a brotherhood.
A brotherhood, and I mean the stuff that has changed. We're growing, but we're still together, but we're growing significantly as a company. When I first started, we had 2 stores. Now you said we have about 11.
We're at 11 now.
Retail
Yeah.
and a
And,
corporate office, yeah.
maybe another one in 2019.
It's Northwest Motorsport.
We
It's
do
coming. You know
crazy
what's happening.
things.
Yeah. Keep going, DJ.
But from day one when I met you, you've always been, I mean, just in my opinion, one of the hardest working guys in the company.
I appreciate that. That means
You're
a
really
lot to me.
humble, and every time I've ever asked of you something, like whatever you're doing, you find a way to make it happen. You've never been like, hey man, I'm too tied up, I can't make that happen. You delegate really well, and you have your henchmen make it happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, it all starts with you guys. I mean, the salesman, shall I say, I mean, to me, I've always been taught to take care of the customer first, and, sometimes salesmen might get busy. They might get 2 or 3 customers that sometimes they can't move, and we got to make sure they get help, whether it be getting vehicles, whether it be getting gas for vehicles for them, and so
So for someone who doesn't know what you do, I'm going to summarize just a little
Sorry.
bit. You keep all of our lots in the Puyallup region
So-
kind of dialed in, right?
Dialed
Yeah,
in.
so I mean a little bit about what I do. I mean, it's a quite a wide range. I mean, we have 5 lots down in Puyallup, and when you pull into the lot and you're like, man, I really like how cool everything's set up, from the way it's angled, from the way it's lined up, the
Those
stuff on
flashy
the
trucks.
rocks, the stuff in the showrooms. We make sure everything is dialed. We're not just lot techs, I mean, we go out of our way. We scan all the vehicles every single day, so the customer at home could go click on the actual car itself, and it shows an updated thing of where the vehicle is at every single day.
Right.
And we have people specifically going out for that. We wash all the cars, and I mean, we just try and make a big difference,
Right.
Well,
So
it shows, that's
I
for
mean,
sure.
I think when you pull into our lots, there's a pretty consistent look at all of them, and I think the front line always looks tight. Everything's lined up, and when we get busy on a weekend, things get messed up a little bit, but overall, I think by Monday morning it's dialed in again.
Oh yeah.
And
We take, not just we as a whole, we take pride, at least my guys, and I know all of Northwest take pride in what we do, and for me, we're the best of the best, and I want to make sure everything looks the best at all times for us,
And how many guys do you have on your team down in Puyallup right now?
I think we have about 7 guys now,
Nice.
so I mean,
shout out to you guys.
yeah,
Great
shout out to
work.
everybody out there.
Big Boss
So-
Man's giving you a thumbs up. Good
Good
job.
job.
So
I'm
I'm-
proud of everybody.
I'm in my 12th year now in the auto industry, and I've worked at, I think, 7 or 8 different car lots now. And just the last one I worked at, a lot of the stuff that you guys take care of for us, we had to do it as salespeople. So
Oh, wow.
we had to go out and make sure the line was all, lined up properly, lock and unlock cars at night, and, just take care of all that lot maintenance type stuff. And it really gave me an appreciation for what good lot attendants, the value that they are.
That's pretty cool.
And I've noticed, over the years, I've met, people with work ethics kind of all over the board. Some are better than others, but I would say your crew across the board, they hustle, and I think that's a reflection of how you run it. So
I appreciate you, and and yeah, like I said, I mean, I try and run a tight ship for just a numerous of reasons. Just because I want the best for Northwest, you know, and I want the best for my guys. I want the best for myself, you know, and in order for everybody to grow. And it's crazy because it's not just employees that I have, you know. It's a little bit deeper than that. To me, I mean, they're like my family. We spend a lot of time together, you know.
A lot of time.
And it's not it's like I get to take the guys that are like younger, that are just, I mean, I have a couple guys that just got out of high school, you know.
Right.
But their work ethic, I get to help create their work ethic, you know. I get to help create their future and help them
and
significantly.
with today's younger people, that's probably challenging.
It is, but I mean, you find your way. You find your way. You definitely work around it.
So tell us a little bit about you, just, you know, in your personal life. When you're not at Northwest Motorsport, man, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, I just got a puppy.
What?
I mean, so I'm spending a lot of
gosh.
time at home. Ricky Bobby,
What
my
kind
little
of puppy?
a little Aussie lab.
Oh my
So
gosh.
he's quite a handful, you know. I mean, I'm spending time. I got another dog. It's crazy. I got a little 3-month-old dog, and then I got a 12-year-old dog. So I mean, they kind of balance each other out. It's
Right on.
kind of funny. So
I love it.
I mean,
are you working towards some bigger goals, or
goals.
what's the future hold?
what does the future hold for DJ Horseman, huh? Well, I mean,
Look into
I
that
want to.
crystal ball.
I want to be able to take care of up north as well. I mean, I want to, as DJ Horseman, I mean, sorry. I know we're live and everything, but whatever. Go with it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm just trying to just grow in the company. I want to
Nice.
go. I mean, I just go along for the ride. I make my, honestly right now. help me out
Excited
here.
to
Help
grow
me
in
out
your
here.
position.
Don't be nervous at all, but you know, we appreciate the work you do. You do a great
Yeah,
job. You clearly take a lot of pride in it, and you know, again, every time I've ever asked you to do something, you're like on top of it. So I know the other salesmen in the company have gotten to experience that too. And
Well,
yeah.
I mean, look at our lots after. I mean, it's a hot topic right now. Look at after Snowmageddon hit. You wouldn't know it looking at our lot right now.
right.
That's this guy and his
Yeah.
crew. I mean, I'll be honest. I wasn't out there shoveling and pushing the salt, and he cleaned it up well. I mean, well done. I mean, it had to have been a challenge that doesn't hit off.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, we were brushing off the cars
no
at the
way.
time, and
Hand
the snow was
brushing.
just piling all over top of it. So
Oh
I mean,
my gosh.
it was a fun time.
So I'm gonna tell you a little story about snow. So down in Bend, Oregon, this was the winter right before I moved up here. We had like 67 days straight where it never got above freezing.
What?
Jesus.
And record snowfall. So just about every day started off with 2-3 hours of free snow labor on the lot, just out there. We weren't even coming into work like dressed up. We were coming in our snowboarding pants and snowboarding boots, just because we knew it was just going to be unburying
Oh my
cars all day.
gosh.
So
That's crazy.
it's kind of interesting. I mean, we had legit snow around here, but it's kind of funny to me because it's a perspective thing.
It's on a whole
I got
nother
to
level
experience
down
like some real harsh winter,
Mhm.
and what we get around here isn't much.
Yeah. I know.
But when we
I'm
get
glad.
it, yeah.
It comes down.
But
hard.
we have a lot more hills around here, and I think across the board we're just not nearly as prepared as like.
Oh, wait,
you know,
not at
no,
all. We're
no, not
prepared
at
at
all.
all. Not happening. You probably get to drive some pretty cool cars.
Yeah, I
working
mean,
there.
We get to drive everything. I mean, anything that comes out of detail. I mean,
You guys are moving.
we're
right?
moving it. So you said we're trying to hit 2,000 vehicles. Just imagine 7 guys trying to put
Move
2,000
cars.
vehicles
Oh
on a
my
lot.
gosh.
Whether
Yeah.
I mean that, just imagine that, you know. So I mean, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
You know, don't get me wrong. It's an awesome time, but it's a lot of vehicles, and I love it. You get wide range. You get the lifted trucks.
Mhm.
Now we've been lifting some crazy Jeep Renegades,
Oh,
some
yeah.
crazy
We've
Jeep.
been lifting Outbacks. Have
Yeah,
you seen
everything.
that?
But I mean,
Yeah.
it's
pretty cool.
it's pretty cool. I mean,
So if the owner said, "Dude, pick a car, any car, and it's yours," what would you be rolling?
What's your
what would I
poison?
be rolling right now? Man, it's a tough one.
You drive them all, so that's where it gets challenging. Is as a kid you pick out the one, but now you've driven.
So I
like
reviewed
2,000.
I reviewed a 2018 F-150 Raptor the other day. That might be my.
His new
I'd
franchise.
probably say the black AMG over at Premium, the 2014.
Nice.
The C63 AMG. Yeah, it's a pretty tight car.
Yeah,
Some pretty
it's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, buddy, we appreciate what you bring to the company.
Yeah,
You're a
thank
valuable
you.
asset, and you know,
I appreciate you guys.
we're glad you made it on the show here, and
Yeah,
I'm
thanks
glad to
for
have
coming
you.
out,
I'm
man.
glad to be here. I really am. Thank you guys.
alrighty, we're gonna take a break, and we'll be back.
Northwest Motorsports subscribes to a different approach when it comes to selling vehicles. Honesty, integrity, loyalty, and trust. Our sales staff offers top-tier customer service because the only thing more important than our vehicles are our customers. Our custom-lifted trucks are prepared by fully trained technicians. Each of our 1,500 vehicles are meticulously tested through a 43-point safety inspection. If you're in the market for a truck, car, or SUV, make sure Northwest Motorsport is your first and last stop.